What's up everyone, this is Jake with No Pain High Gain. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Friedman IR-X, which is a standalone tube preamp pedal. Sorry, I should say it can be used as a standalone pedal going direct in to your recording interface, or if you're using this for a gig, you can send it straight into, front of house. But it also can be used as just a tube preamp itself. So that's what we're going to be starting with today. It is currently running into my Angle Fireball 25. It's going into the same cab as my past videos, the Avatar 212 here with vintage 30s, mic'd up by a Sennheiser E609. And the guitar I'm using today is my Jackson DK-RA with the Seymour Duncan Black Winter pickups in it, currently tuned to D standard. I know some people complain that I don't have a guitar set up for E standard right now, but there's probably 20 some, if not more, videos of this all in standard tuning. So figured I'd, stick with what I like to play in and give you guys a taste of how it sounds for a little bit more of a down-tuned style. So we're going to start off right with the clean channel. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that, but just to give you guys a taste of how it sounds, I'll start off with the neck pickup split coil. Okay, so for that, staying pretty clean. Sounds a little bit quiet here. I will say there's a pretty noticeable volume difference between the clean channel and the lead channel. And then we'll try it on the bridge pickup. So this will be the bridge pickup in the full humbucker mode. Something like that. So it sounds okay. I feel like it breaks up pretty quickly, and that's with the gain only at 9 o'clock. Say you even bump it up to noon. So definitely pretty quickly starts to get into that hard rock breakup territory. Say we push the gain up even further. The thing I will note on this is that the gain on the clean channel seems to have a pretty significant volume difference as well. I know it is, modeled after a plexi, the clean channel on this. So I guess maybe that's just typical of plexis. I've never actually played a real one. But I will say if you're trying to, get a really clean sound out of this, you have to run the gain really low, but really bump up the volume to try and balance that out. And it still, especially with higher output pickups, doesn't stay super clean, but I'll show you kind of the volume difference here, putting that back to noon. And we'll just switch straight over to the high gain channel. So the clean at noon. And then the high gain channel at noon. So as a live solution, I don't love that volume difference between the two channels. Just something to note here that if you are playing live, you'll probably have to bump the clean channel volume up considerably higher than the lead channel, and it does start to break up a bit more the higher you push it. So just something to make note of there. So we'll stay on the high gain channel now. So again, volumes at noon. I'll bring the gain back down to more like 9 o'clock. Trying to keep this where you guys can somewhat see it, but I'm still calling out what I'm tweaking on here. So even for like Guns N' Roses kind of stuff there, I still would probably want to have the gain up higher. Let's try it at noon. So starting to get into that hard rock kind of territory there. Still feel like, I don't know, I'd like it a little bit higher for my tastes. I'm gonna bump it up to maybe like 1:30, 2 o'clock, somewhere in there. Hit the right chord there. But anyway, so sounds okay like that. For my taste, where I do want to get into really more high gain territory, it does have a built-in boost. This, you can set the level of the boost for just a volume boost. It also on the side has a little knob that you can turn to increase the gain. So that recommends setting it at noon and just adjusting from there. The manual does. So that's how I have it now. The volume is just a little bit higher than I have the channel volume, and the gain is about noon there. Let's kick that on. You can already hear the hiss it's adding there. So definitely is getting into, you know, high gain, but just doesn't sound very tight to me, or at least doesn't feel very tight. Especially here in D standard. It might work fine if you're tuned to E, maybe E flat, but I feel like especially D or below, you know, it just doesn't sound super tight, and you could hear how much noise that boost is adding. I'm going to turn the onboard boost off and turn the tube screamer on. This is a JHS screamer pedal, just a tube screamer knockoff. So definitely to me sounds tighter now. I feel like since I just am using this for level, there's no drive set on this right now. I'm going to bring the gain up even higher. Maybe add in a little bit of bass since we have the tube screamer on, which does take out some bass. So definitely like that sound better than with the onboard boost, and I feel like it responds pretty well to it. And then we'll try it just for fun. Let's try it with both boosts on. So I'll just leave everything set as it is and turn the internal boost on as well. See how it works when you stack drives together. It's how a lot of guys used to get more gain out of like a JCM 800. And you can hear how much noise that adds. And you'd think I could remember my own song. How does that go? So I definitely feel like that gets it into more metal territory, having both drives going at once. Can you hear a ton of sound in there? A little bit better when I kick my noise gate on. But yeah, so anyway, it does take some work to get it into more aggressive metal kind of territory. I don't like having to stack drives just to get a good like aggressive rhythm sound. So, you know, if you're going for a true high gain sound, this might not be the best option, just in my personal opinion. But we'll try it with some leads here, see how that sounds. I'm going to leave it with both still engaged. And maybe bring the highs down a little bit, bring the bass up a little bit further. feel like it sounds decent for leads. I personally might prefer it for that, like maybe record my rhythm tracks with the angle, then maybe use the Friedman kind of setup like this for lead playing. That's kind of where we're at with it. Again, it's good. To me, it doesn't sound really like a true Friedman, but it is a $500 pedal, not a $3,000 amp, so that's something to consider. But hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.